Good morning. I'm Kathy DeWeese, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm honored to serve our congregation today as worship associate. If you're here for the first time, thank you for joining us. We look forward to getting to know you. We invite everyone present to join us for coffee hour immediately after the service. Our congregation is a lively community with many opportunities to participate. We have one announcement this morning. The board is excited to announce that they will be accepting applications for the new Healthy Congregation Committee. Details will be in this week's e-blast. Please watch the slides before the service and check your bulletin and e-blast for more ways to participate in the life of this congregation. During our service, there's a time for sharing the joys and sorrows of our lives with one another. Cards for sharing your joy and sorrow are at the table at the entrance, and you can actually, if you want to pick them up now, we ask you to fill them out and bring them up prior to the section of the service. Rooted in the values of Unitarian Universalism, we covenant to be a congregation where people of all generations find meaning and purpose. We work to be a congregation that fosters transformation by nurturing spiritual exploration, lifelong learning, and intellectual curiosity for individuals of all ages within and beyond our congregation. We are so glad that you are with us today. We hope that you find the service inspiring and meaningful. Elect chalice is a symbol of our faith as Unitarian Universalists. A flame first lit to guide refugees to safety, now passed from hand to hand in hope and sometimes defiance. I've asked Patrick to help me light the chalice this morning. As we light our chalice in our sanctuary, I invite those on Zoom to light a chalice or a candle and to type your location in the chat. Our chalice lighting and opening words today are by Jessica Purple Rodella. Listen. Listen to silence. Listen to the wind. Listen to the stars. Hear the trees. Dance. Dance to the beat of your neighbor's heart. Dance to the rhythm of your childhood dreams. Sing. Sing and hum a wordless song to the tune of your rushing blood. And pray. Pray with a fever that makes you sweat in February snow. Pray with a fervor that makes you gives you chills in July. Shout your prayer like a howl. Howl till the sound of your soul touches clouds and haunts the moon. Come, let us howl our alleluias. Come, let us pray and sing and celebrate. Come, let us worship together.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we come together to sing hymn number 389, Gathered Here. We'll be singing this as a round after we sing it once through. You'll be singing part one, and then you'll pick up part one as they start part two.
Would you please now join me in saying our covenant, which is also in your bulletin. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And now we're going to say our covenant in Spanish. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor, y ayudarnos unos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Please be seated. Now I'll invite Ruben Benzel up to update us on how the ministerial search is going and ways that we can participate.
Morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ruben Benzel, and I'm a member of the Ministerial Search Committee, and I want to point out some exciting events coming up to get you guys involved. So the first is our remaining listening sessions. So we do have a few more slots available today after service. In fact, we have so many people signed up for this afternoon, we even have two groups. So they will be here in the sanctuary starting at 12:30 p.m. right after service. And if you have not signed up to join, please make sure that you sign up so we can kind of have a record that you have signed up and that you are welcome to attend. We also have a Zoom listening session on Tuesday evening at 7 on Zoom. And if you sign up for that one, you'll be able to spend some quality time with me since I'll be facilitating that. In October, we are going to be having some targeted focus groups where we are going to be coming to committees. We have already reached out to some committees and have set up some meetings, for instance, with people like parents with children under 18, or the youth groups or the board and the finance people. If you feel like we have missed you, feel free to reach out to msc@uui.org. If you have not heard from us, invite us, and we are willing to come to you. Also, I will say that if you want to chime an opinion that you have forgotten to mention during listening session, or you just have an opinion in general, just feel free to email us at msc@uui.org. And finally, the last thing we're going to bring up is we're going to be having a congregational survey very soon. And the purpose of this survey is that we will send to the congregation to gather accurate information to share with potential ministers. So we will need to collect updated demographic data and also ask questions that maybe we haven't covered during the listening sessions as well. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. For the survey in October, we'll have it at our table. We'll also be emailing it out and sending it through the communication channels like the eBlast. And finally, we'd like to thank you for coming to our listening sessions, for sending our emails, for sending us feedback. It is very important work right now, so we'd like to thank you very much for that. And feel free to reach out to us at any time. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Ruben, and thank you to the Ministerial Search Committee for all you are doing to keep this congregation involved and participating in this ministerial search process. It is so exciting and such a joy. Such a joy. That's a great segue into the joys and sorrows part of our service. Sharing the joys and sorrows of our lives together is one of the ways that we get to know each other and get to know what's going on in each other's lives. It's one of the ways we live our covenant with one another. When we share these milestones in our lives with each other, it brings us closer and helps us know how to connect with each other. In just a few moments, as the music plays, I invite those of you who are in the sanctuary to come forward and drop a stone into the bowl if something is on your heart or your mind today. And if you've written your joy or sorrow on a card, please leave it in the basket right at the beginning of the table, and I will read it out loud. For those of you who are on Zoom, we invite you to use the chat feature. Please put in all caps either joy or sorrow, plus your name and pronouns at the beginning of what you are sharing if you would like me to share it out loud here in the sanctuary. You can also symbolically drop a stone into the bowl by typing drop stone or just DS into the chat. Let us share the joys and sorrows of our lives together. These are the joys and sorrows shared today. Felicia shares the joy that she discovered a cappella science through a class and says it's a lot of fun, that little joys are pulling a lot of weight right now. Tina shares the joy that her estranged son came to make amends the other day. Alice shares the joy that she got to go to Turkey Run and loved the nature. Kathy shares a worry, a concern that she will have spinal surgery this Tuesday at Forte Sports Medicine and is asking for healing energy from our church family. We're all pulling for you, Kathy. Lily shares the joy that she turned 13 years old on Thursday and got a camera, two joys. And Savvy shares the joy that her sister turned 13 on Thursday, not Tuesday, Thursday, and is now a teenager. Lydia shares a joy that her dad had surgery, but now he's off his crutches. Though they may not be shared out loud, we know there are many more joys and sorrows on our minds and in our hearts. Let us hold them together as we breathe quietly, in not quite silence. As we breathe, let us listen to the ambient noises around us, the breathing of others, the shifting of positions. And know that we are part of community. Blessed be, and amen.
Spirit of
You all sounded so lovely singing that in English and Spanish this day. I can already hear how you sounded better than last week. Nice work. Nice work. And for those of you who may have missed it, in the e-blast last week, I have a link to a video of the All Souls Washington, D.C. church singing it. So if you want to learn more about like when the words change and when the syllables change, go listen to that a few times. You will have it down pat. Although it might not have been the All Souls version. See, there we go, it was a different one, but it was still good. So I would like to invite anybody who'd like to get a closer look at the pictures that are gonna be on the screen behind me to come forward, come on up here. We have a book today called Courage Every Day by Wai-Mei Wong and illustrated by Christy Beautyman. It's a great book about courage every day. Something that I think we all can aspire to these days. Come on up. I know I'm not Sarah. Did you notice? But she's helping me out with this, so. All right. Tomorrow is a big day, but there are thousands of butterflies fluttering in my tummy. I believe in you. Have courage, says Papa. But what is courage, I ask. Sometimes courage is being the one who saves the day to cheers and applause. I like it when that happens. Or courage is exploring a path you've never been on. But oftentimes, courage is making everyday choices, Papa says. Courage is stepping out of the house every day. Courage is trying a new food. Who's done that recently? Nice job. Courage is asking for help. Who's done that recently? Nice. Courage is being kind to the people around you, saying hi and thank you. Courage is introducing yourselves to others and asking, can I play? Courage is loving yourself for who you are. Oops, did I get ahead of myself? Oops, there we go. I skipped a page. See, Sarah's much better at this than I am. Courage is standing tall, speaking up for what is right. There we go. Courage is loving yourself for who you are. You may have fear and doubt and wonder if your courage is enough. Take a deep breath and move one step forward. There, the courage inside you grows. At my window, I gaze at the twinkling stars and wish for courage. Then I remember times that I chose not to give up, times that I said, sorry for my mistakes, times that I shared my feelings. I realize all of this is courage too. Tomorrow will be great. I am ready for new adventures. I may still feel scared sometimes, but I will remember, I find courage every day. And that is what the grown-ups are going to be talking about in the service too, sorta. Courage and where we find it and how we can grow it every day. So with that, I would like to invite you to attend to your religious education classrooms, and I hope you have a great day today. Let us sing.
As you go your way in peace.
I love that story so much about how courage shows up in so many ways, big and small, and that we practice it every day. And I think part of what often gives us courage is the same thing that we've been talking about these past 2 weeks, how imagination helps us push past our biases and open ourselves to possibilities that we might otherwise overlook. That's courage. Having a vision of how you wish things would be doesn't have to be just wishful thinking. It can be a spiritual practice that helps us see and live into a different kind of world, whether that's the Star Trek world of future of possibility, or what we call the beloved community, where every person's worth is honored and justice and compassion guide how we live together. Having a vision helps us believe another world is possible. It gives us the courage to keep going, to keep working towards that future, so we don't succumb to despair, because we know that action is the antidote to despair. Do we know that? Action is the antidote to despair. So it's not surprising that one of the most common questions I've been hearing these days is about action as an antidote to despair. What can I do? How can I make a difference? How can I help make this better world that we envision come to pass? When people ask that, I know that sometimes what they really mean, especially these days, is, how can I fix this? Because my goodness, there sure is a lot to fix right now, isn't there? It feels like we moved from a dumpster fire into, well, you can fill in your own metaphor there. Just make sure that it's toxic and deadly and completely out of control, because that's what it feels like right now. And so, yeah, I completely get wanting to fix it. We want things to be better now. We want to feel like there's something that we can do that will actually turn the tide. But making a difference isn't the same thing as fixing something, right? It's kind of like recycling. Recycling matters. We should definitely keep doing it. But we also know recycling is not going to stop climate change all on its own, right? For that, we need global systemic change. That doesn't mean we give up recycling. It just means we understand where it fits into the rest of the efforts, a small but necessary piece of a much larger picture. The same is true for political action. Calling our representatives matters. Writing letters or sending faxes, those are even better and they count more, FYI, but it all matters. Showing up at protests, putting our bodies on the line, these are essential as well. But on their own, these things are not going to solve the mess that we're in. They're not going to undo the forces already stacked against democracy. Because here is the really, really hard truth. Much of what we're doing are things that we would do in normal times. They would work in normal times. And beloveds, we are absolutely not in normal times right now. Which is one of the reasons why I keep turning to Timothy Snyder's book on tyranny. It's really good. It's small, just 126 half-sized pages, but it's packed with 20 lessons gathered from history. Each one helps us think about what it means to live and to act when the ground under us is not as steady anymore. Snyder, who teaches history at Yale and has spent his career studying authoritarianism and democracy in crisis, surprisingly handy these days, looks at the rise of authoritarianism in the 20th century and asks, what can ordinary people do today to resist? The lessons range from do not obey in advance, to establish a private life, to be as courageous as you can. I wish I could share all of these with you. Some of them are obvious, some of them are surprising. Each one is simple on the surface, but deeper the more you sit with it. I do. I wish we had time to unpack all 20 together, but we don't. So instead, after the service, I am going to put up a QR code that will take you to a summary of the book, the highlights, without the historical backing. I'll also post a link in the Talk About the Sunday Service channel on Slack after worship. And if you're interested, again, it's Timothy Snyder on tyranny. It is available at the Indianapolis Library in print, ebook, audio, and even a graphic edition. However you pick it up, I promise that it is worth your time. And if you really want to keep going after that, you might follow it up with the UUA Common Read this year, Social Change Now by Deepa Iyer. Where Snyder gives us lessons from history, Iyer offers a framework for how we show up together in movements for justice today. And I believe that the UUI Adult Religious Education Committee is looking at potentially offering some of the curricula around social change now. So you'll have people to discuss it with. We have a lot of tools in our Fix-It toolbox, some that work in normal times, like contacting representatives, protesting, voting, and some that Snyder names that matter even more when the normal time tools are not enough, like now. And still, for some of us, it all starts to feel like we're tilting at windmills. Like if you live on the banks of a river or a coast, maybe you're recycling, but you're not building flood walls. Important, yes, but not enough to meet the reality that may be bearing down upon us. Rather than pouring all our energy into trying to fix the situation, some of us would rather spend our time figuring out how to adapt. Adaptation means we start asking, what new structures do we collectively need to survive this chaotic and dangerous time? What relationships do we need to strengthen? How do we protect as many people as possible in this moment? That's what the Unitarian Service Committee did during the Second World War when they created underground networks to get refugees out of Nazi-occupied Europe. They didn't wait for the next election cycle or for governments to get fixed. They didn't pin their hopes on a miracle. They adapted. They built networks and forged relationships and created ways for people to survive who otherwise wouldn't. And beloveds, we know who is at risk right now. Immigrants and refugees, trans and non-binary people, Black and brown communities, people without access to healthcare or housing, educators, truth tellers, people with uteruses, neurodivergent people, people with disabilities. The vulnerable are not some abstract idea. They are us. They are our neighbors, our coworkers, our loved ones, ourselves. Adaptation means asking, how do we protect each other? How do we create networks of care that don't rely on broken systems to do the work for us? And that takes courage too. Not always the headline-making kind of courage, that's probably good these days, but the courage to keep showing up, the courage to make choices that may seem small, but that together help create safety and dignity in a dangerous time. And one of the best places that we can practice that courage is right here in this congregation, in this faith community. Because if adaptation means building structures of care, then UUI is going to be one of those structures. Not just because it's a good idea, but because this congregation said so. Because you all claimed it as your congregation's mission, which you talked about and weighed in on, you edited it, and then you democratically voted on it less than 6 months ago. This congregation said, guided by love, we are committed to fostering a community where we work to create a just and thriving, inclusive world. That mission is not just poetry on paper. It is a call to courage. It is a charge to make this congregation a place where the vulnerable are safer, where everyone can bring their whole selves without fear of being diminished or dismissed. Adaptation starts here with asking, how do we make our congregational life sturdy enough, strong enough to hold people in times like these? This is one of the reasons that your Faith in Action ministry, formerly known as the Social Justice Committee, the Faith in Action ministry has been reorganizing itself this fall with a new hyper-local committee who will be focusing on exactly this work, making UUI a community of real protection and care. We're going to talk more about this in the service on October 19th, and you'll get a chance to weigh in and learn more. But for now, I want you to hear that adaptation is not something far away. It is something that we're already beginning to practice together. This is the work of community courage, choosing week after week to widen the circle of safety, to remind one another that no one has to face this alone. Now, of course, naming our mission is one thing, and living it is another one altogether. My dear colleague, the Reverend Nancy MacDonald Ladd, in her book, After the Good News, talks about what she calls fake fights. She describes them as the small, symbolic battles we sometimes pick inside our congregations, battles that feel urgent in the moment, but actually keep us from the real work of justice and care. Ladd puts it this way. She says, we pick fights that feel safe and that keep us from facing the terrifying truth of what is actually at stake in our world. We fight about the color of the paint in the sanctuary or who gets to choose the hymns while outside the fires of injustice rage on. Her point isn't that details don't matter. They do. But when we get stuck in those smaller struggles, when we get stuck in them, we lose sight of the larger calling to be communities guided by love, communities that work for justice, inclusion, and human thriving. The danger of fake fights is that they distract us from the real work. They drain the energy that could be fueling courage, adaptation, and care. So, how do we avoid them? How do we keep our eyes on what matters? By remembering what gives us courage in the first place. Not the illusion that we can fix everything overnight, but the vision that another world is possible and the daily choices that help us to live for it. Courage looks like adaptation, building structures of care, creating safety where systems have failed us, protecting the vulnerable among us. Courage looks like widening the circle again and again until every person's dignity is honored. There's an old saying about planting trees. You plant them not for yourself, but for the generations who come after you. Courage looks like planting those trees, trees we may never sit under, fruit we may never taste, but we will plant them anyway, for our children, for our neighbors, for those who will inherit whatever future we make possible now. That's, I think, what making a difference looks like. Not one grand act that fixes it all, not one more phone call that will get your elected official who really doesn't necessarily listen to you, depending on where you live, to actually believe what you're saying, but the steady work of choosing care over distraction, courage over despair, even, especially when hope is hard to find. And so, beloveds, the call today is simple. Do something. Be as courageous as you can. Nurture relationships, strengthen structures, widen the circle. Don't fall for fake fights. And trust that together, piece by piece, we are building the world your mission, our mission, points us towards. May courage guide you. May imagination steady you. And may love hold you fast. May it be so. May we make it so together.
Thank you. Every month, UUI gives half of the Sunday collection to a cause chosen by our Social Justice Committee. September's Share the Plate is Faith in Place. Faith in Place is a nonprofit that helps people in faith put their values into action by caring for the earth and our neighbors. They work with congregations across Indiana and the Midwest to grow community gardens, save energy, protect clean air and water, and stand for environmental justice. Your gift today supports this sacred work, helping them build healthier, more resilient communities for generations to come. To give, use your smartphone, text the dollar amount and the word share to the phone number in the chat or bulletin, or visit uui.org. Here in the sanctuary, the ushers will come around to collect the donations. The offering will now be greatly received. May it be joyfully given. Thank you. Jill's awesome. Thank you for your generosity. Our closing words today are from Becca Reynolds. May love permeate. May love permeate our every heartbeat. May faith guide your every step. May truth and compassion be your eternal traveling companions. And may a deep and abiding spirit rest joyously in your every waking wish and your every resting dream.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we join together in singing hymn number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me.
And
that I might know your mind, and bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind, and bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Please join me now in our chalice extinguishing words, which are on the screen. Now we extinguish the flame of our chalice, but not the light of understanding, the warmth of compassion, or the fire of commitment. Let us keep those with us until we meet again. Go in peace.